Today is Friday, August 21st, 2026, and this is Read Through the Bible.
Jeremiah Recap Special Edition.
We are recapping all of Jeremiah. Now that we've read the book of Jeremiah, kind of step back and say, well, what really was Jeremiah about? And I think that's helpful also as we are encouraging you all to write summaries of each chapter. That helps as well. Okay, what was that chapter really about? What did I just read about? And that's what we're trying to do here with Jeremiah. Now, Jeremiah is a long book. 52 chapters. And so we're going to try to get through all of them. And as we work through them, Yvonne is going to share her 2-word summaries that she developed in the book of Jeremiah.
Right, yeah, because there's so much going on in these chapters, and I decided to just try to boil it down to 1 or 2 words so I could remember some key thing for each chapter.
Yep, and so it's going to be helpful. As we look, though, first about the whole book as a whole, we want to kind of give you the broad outline first before we get into the details. I remember a guy outlined Jeremiah like this. Chapter 1 is the call of Jeremiah, and chapters 2 through 52 are the message of Jeremiah.
That's not all that helpful.
No, but it does highlight the importance of chapter 1.
Yes.
Which I have called the call of Jeremiah, which you have simply said your 2-word summary.
Jeremiah's call.
There you go. And this sets up the historic time frame when it is that Jeremiah prophesied. And he prophesied during just the last kings of Judah.
Right. Yeah, so chapter 1 says that for us, but the kings that he prophesied under were Josiah, who was a good king, and then the rest were all bad. Jehoahaz, Jehoiakim, Jehoiachin, and Zedekiah. And he even continued to prophesy after Zedekiah was taken away and the city was destroyed by Babylon. And so anyway,
yes.
that's kind of the historical timeline of when this took place.
Yeah, so remember, Jeremiah is prophesying right at the end of Jeremiah before they're exiled. And so he is preaching, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. You got to think about Jeremiah's ministry is going down and down and down. Very few followed Jeremiah. Mm-hmm. And then during his ministry, Babylon, King Nebuchadnezzar attacked and basically wiped Judah out, taking them captive as exiles to Babylon. And so Jeremiah is prophesying during this like down and worse time. And basically he is prophesying, and Josiah, the good king, wants to reform, but doesn't go very far, doesn't help, but the other kings are very resistant. In fact, we even find one tearing up the scroll of Jeremiah when he is just sharing that with him, just hating the message that he is bringing. Okay, so then that's kind of the big thing. Chapter 1 is Jeremiah's call. Everything else is the ministry and the message of Jeremiah. We can break up now chapters 2 and following into different sections as well.
Right. So a little bit more helpful than just lump it all together.
Yes.
So 2 through 25, those chapters, 2 through 25, are really Jeremiah's message. Mm-hmm. And his message is kind of summed up as he's telling the people that they have left God for other gods. He's confronting and questioning them. He's angry. He's grieving. And he's predicting destruction and exile for them.
Yeah, and in this section is where we get all these fun pictures of a spoiled loincloth and the potter and the clay and these baskets of figs. So those pictures sort of come out. So as we work through the summaries of chapters 2 through 25, we're going to see these object lessons.
Yeah. Jeremiah's really good at those.
Yep.
Okay, so then in 26 through 29, that is some specific stories of the ways that Jeremiah was opposed, opposition that he faced.
Yeah, some people kind of coming against him a lot, particularly.
He was thrown into a pit. He was beaten and put into stocks.
His persecution.
Imprisoned. Yeah.
Okay, and then chapters 30 through 33 is what we call the Book of Consolation.
Book of Consolation. I like to just call it Hope.
Yeah, Hope.
But the New Covenant is the pinnacle of that section.
And that's 30 through 33, and then beginning chapter 34.
34 through 45 is the progression of the fall of Jerusalem. So we've got the pre-fall and then during the fall. 39 is when Jerusalem falls. And then in 40 through 45 is after the fall, kind of just what happened afterwards.
Yep. And then he condemns all the nations in chapter 46 and following up to chapter 51. And then 52 is...
kind of a recap.
Yeah, kind of a recap of everything happened. Okay, so let's just start chugging through your 2-word summaries. If you want to take out a pen and paper, that might that might help you in the process here of getting everything down and kind of just having a chance. So these summaries, what's really helpful in your Bible study is if you hear a chapter like Jeremiah 18, you're like, oh yeah, that's the potter and the clay. Oh, I remember that. And it just gives you some sort of hook into what's happening. Or Jeremiah 24, oh, that's the 2 baskets of the figs.
Right.
And so it helps you like kind of grab onto some of these chapters. And then just with all these handles or the hooks, it just helps you process through and understand the book of Jeremiah as a whole better.
Yeah. And so that's what I try to do with these summaries. And it's maybe not summarizing the main point of the chapter, but it's maybe kind of the most memorable thing.
And often pointing out the key point of the chapter is hard.
Right.
Because there's so many different things to talk about, so just kind of pull one thing out. So it's very good. Okay, so chapter 1, Jeremiah's call. Chapter 2.
Cisterns and vine.
Yeah.
Those are both word pictures that he uses.
Yeah.
3, Judah is treacherous.
Okay.
It's a confrontation. 4, it's 3 words, break fallow ground.
That's okay. We'll excuse you. You'll make it up when you have one word. Yep.
5 is must punish.
Okay.
God must punish them. 6 is peace, peace. The false prophets are prophesying that. 7 is the temple sermon.
Okay.
That Jeremiah preached.
That Jesus quoted, chapter 7, about this temple should be a house of prayer. You've made it a den of robbers.
8 is perpetual backsliding.
Yeah, I think that's even a phrase that comes up. He said, people are perpetually always just falling back.
Yeah.
And as we're going through these, we're just kind of giving you like this picture of what's happening. They're following these the cisterns that are broken. The water isn't holding them, and there's
that's chapter 2.
This disaster and this destruction is coming, like in chapter 4, and the prophet saying, "Peace, peace." There's no peace. Like just these words are kind of giving you the picture that Jeremiah is preaching, but he's sort of being not listened to, being ignored. The people are placing false hope in wrong places. Okay, and then chapter 9.
9 is weeping.
Yeah.
A lot of weeping in that chapter.
Yeah, verse 1 begins, "Oh, that my eyes were a fountain of tears."
Yeah, I mean, by that point, Jeremiah is just losing hope.
Right.
10 is idols. That's what he really confronts them about.
Yeah.
11, I wrote, don't pray, because God tells Jeremiah to not even pray for the people. They're so hopeless.
Yeah, they've broken the covenant.
And they're so
far gone.
Hard-hearted. So don't pray. Chapter 12, I wrote Psalm 73.
Okay.
Because it's a lot like Psalm 73, where the psalmist or Jeremiah looks at the wicked people and says, why are they prospering? Maybe it's vain to serve God.
Yeah, that's great.
13 is loincloth and leopard.
Yep. Now, if you remember the spoiled loincloth that he put basically his underwear, he buried it and pulled it back up for a year.
I'll just listen.
Yeah, there's and then the leopard is, can a leopard change his spots? You're so bad, there's no way you guys are going to change.
14 is drought.
Okay. And which, by the way, we're in Hungary right now in the Danube. There's a big drought. It's so low right now. Yep.
15 is Manasseh's sins, which is kind of the turning point where God said, I can't forgive this and overlook this. You have to be punished for this because Manasseh was so evil.
Yeah, Manasseh, if you remember, he was the grandfather of Josiah, who was the good king during Jeremiah, trying to reform after the evil ways of his grandfather, and his grandfather was so bad, despite Josiah's efforts, it's just not going to work. Yep.
So that was 15. 16, I wrote Jeremiah's celibacy, where God tells him you can't marry and to have children.
Yep.
17, tree and deceitful heart.
Yeah, that's that famous phrase, like it sounds like Psalm 1 a lot in the Psalm.
Yep. And then the heart is more deceitful than all else, and so on.
It's a very common verse that's mentioned. Yep.
18, potter's house.
Yep, 18 is the potter, right?
Object lesson.
Yeah, he just watches the potter takes his clay, it turns out bad. He has every right to smash it. God, with Israel, has every right to smash Israel. Yeah.
19, break flask.
Okay.
So the Lord tells Jeremiah to buy a flask and break it.
Like he can do that to Judah. Yep.
20 is stocks. So he's beaten and put in stocks.
Yep. By Pashur the priest.
Yeah.
So that's really difficult that the religious people were against him.
21, harm, not good.
Okay.
So that's what God has planned for them, is harm and not good because of their sins.
Yeah, in chapter 1, Nebuchadnezzar is mentioned by name.
Yes, right. 22, Coniah's curse.
Yeah.
So that was the king Coniah or Jeconiah, and the curse that he'll never have any sons.
Yep.
23, Baruch and prophets.
Okay, just woe to them. Yep.
24, fig baskets.
Okay, so there's 2 baskets of figs. This came up often in Jeremiah. It's really helpful if we kind of think about this, is that there are the good figs and the bad figs. The good figs are the ones who go to exile, and the bad figs are the ones that stay.
Just counterintuitive for them.
Yep, okay.
25, 70 years
and this is what
nations.
70 years, this is what Daniel's reading when he says, we've been 70 years in captivity in Daniel chapter 9, we're coming back.
Yeah, so, and then the nations, just the cup of wrath is going to be poured out on them. Okay, 26, I have you'll die.
Okay, so this starts this opposition section.
Yes, that's what they tell. That's what they tell Jeremiah.
You're going to die.
You're going to die for this. 27 and 28 are both about a yoke that Jeremiah has to put on.
It does as an object lesson, like you're going to go under the bondage of the Babylonians.
So I kind of lump those together. 29, the city's welfare.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah tells the people to just pursue the city's welfare when they go to Babylon.
Yeah, 29:11, I know the plans I have for you for welfare, right? Okay, 30 through 33 is this book of consolation, or book of hope.
Yep. So 30, I have restore.
Yeah.
31, new covenant.
And that's key. You need Jeremiah 31:31. Just if any chapter in Jeremiah to know that there's where the big hope is, that's I will put my laws in your hearts. And so just God's going to change people from within.
And 30, when I said restore, it's because God will restore them. So 31, new covenant. 32, buy land.
Yep.
33, restore fortunes.
Yeah, and 32 and 33 have the similar deal, is that, you're going away, but I'm going to buy this land because it's going to be profitable when you come back, because you're going to come back into the land. There's a promise of restoration back into land.
Yep.
Okay, and then 34 through 45 deals with before the fall, during the fall, kind of after the fall.
So 34 is Zedekiah's future.
Okay, he will be captured and die, and he's going to die in peace. He's going to die with Babylonians in peace, but it's still going to be hard. He's going to be exiled.
Right. 35, the obedient Rechabites.
Yep, we'll follow the Father's command.
Story there. And 36 is the scroll. Terrible when it gets burned. And then 37, Jeremiah is imprisoned.
Yep.
38, Jeremiah is thrown into a cistern.
Yep.
And 39 is the fall of Jerusalem.
Yep, 39 is key. Just that's when it all fell historically. And then 40 through 45 had just kind of...
is like after the fall of Jerusalem. Yep. Okay, so 40, Jeremiah stays.
Okay.
And then...
Which there are some exiles who went, and some who stayed. Mostly the poor stayed. And Jeremiah had prophesied about these figs. It's better to go. It's a good fig if you go. But counterintuitively, like he stayed.
He stayed maybe to kind of help care for those poor people.
Yes, help care for the bad figs. The things are going to go bad for them. Yep.
41,
Yep.
Gedaliah is killed. So Gedaliah was the governor who was appointed by Nebuchadnezzar to rule there. 42, no Egypt. So now Jeremiah is telling the people, don't go to Egypt, because they're wanting to flee to Egypt.
They think they're going to be safe there. Yep.
He says, don't go there. And then 43, they went to Egypt.
Yep, sure enough, there's the heart of people with hard hearts. They do what they're told not to do. Yep.
And they even brought Jeremiah. And then 44, defiant.
Okay.
And 45, Baruch.
Yeah, don't seek greatness for yourself. Baruch was like a buddy of Jeremiah. He was so discouraged.
He wrote the scroll.
Yeah, he was discouraged by how the ministry had gone bad, and Jeremiah said, this is what it's called for. In chapter 1, I was called for the ruin and destruction of many. So don't be discouraged. This is just how it goes.
Yep. And now we turn a corner. We're going to focus on other nations that are going to be punished because they have harmed Israel and Judah.
And these summaries are super simple because all you need to do is say the name of a country that's judged.
Okay, so 46 is Egypt.
Yep.
47 is Philistines.
Yep.
48 is Moab.
Yep.
49 is 6 nations.
Yeah.
And 50 and 51 is Babylon.
Yep. And then chapter 52 is a summation of everything.
I wrote recap.
Okay, and we recapped it about 15 minutes. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.